Hey, what's going on, guys? Um, this video, I wanted to talk about narcissistic baiting. Um, Hang on one second. Let me close this door, guys. Okay. So, this came from a few of the comments that I had read, and one of my subscribers had put in the comment box on one of my other videos that they didn't understand what baiting was. So, if you guys have been following my channel, you guys know that I like to include a little bit about what happened to me in my story in into me explaining like what certain topics are so that you guys can kind of see a clear picture of what it looks like. So narcissistic baiting, it it's crazy because it's like you got to understand that they're so smart and cunning and manipulative. I'll say cunning and manipulative, not necessarily smart, but cunning and manipulative, that they are setting the stage for their false narrative. You guys, we already know that they wear a facade, they wear a fake mask, and they live in a delusional type of world, basically. So with that being said, they have to set the stage for whatever outcome that they're looking for. So what baiting in my situation looked like was, okay, so I had been discarded right after we found out that she was pregnant with my son. So literally, and when I say, like I said, I had mentioned in my other videos, but when I say we found out that she was pregnant on like a Friday, and by like Monday, I was literally like discarded, and she was telling me like, I don't want to be with you no more. I don't need to be with you at all. I'm just like my mother. I don't really like, she literally said she's just like her mother. She doesn't need to be in a relationship with no dude. And that's just how that kind of ended. And it was a lot of devaluation, of course. It was a lot of like, she was just trying to tear me down as much as she possibly could. But so what ended up happening was, what baiting looks like is, okay, so she had done that to me, but she couldn't let the public know that she had done that to me. So since she couldn't let the public know, like I said, she set the stage. So the smear campaign had already started. So she was smearing my name, but there wasn't any action on my part, because once I felt the disrespect, because I'm not one that's going to take too much disrespect at all. But so when I started to feel the disrespect, I pulled back, and I was like, nah, I'm not going, I'm not going to play that game with you. Like they say, don't wrestle with pigs in the mud, because they like it there, you know what I'm saying? So basically I backed up, and when I backed up, she couldn't really validate her story and her reasoning of why she was moving how she was moving and some of the things that she was doing. So what she did was, she ghosted me for about 6 months. This is all while she's pregnant, and she knows I want to be a part of my son's life. She knows I want to be a part of everything, but she's like basically starting a parental alienation already, and she's like ghosting me, and basically I was discarded and I was on the shelf. So she had to justify her story to the flying monkeys and everybody else that was around, and even my family, her family. So what she did was, basically, after about a 6-month period, she knew I was anxious, like to talk to her about why things fell apart the way that they did and all of that kind of stuff. So she invited me to dinner, to go to Applebee's. She's like, can we go to Applebee's? Look, like, can we go have dinner, this, that, and the third? And I'm like, for what? And she's like, I just want to talk. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you didn't want to talk for the last 6 months. Like, what do you want to talk about at this point? But so just out of curiosity and thinking that she was going to have something positive to say, maybe something positive was going to come out of the situation, I went. And when I went to the Applebee's, we were just chilling, we were talking, and actually I was kind of just sitting there because I'm like, you called me here, and I haven't talked to you in months, and literally like the way that you discarded me was just totally disrespectful, whatever. So she knew that I was emotional about that. So, but I hadn't shown that emotion yet. This is the point, that I hadn't really shown that emotion. I kind of just pulled back and just was watching. And so when she invited me to Applebee's, she knew that I wanted answers. She knew that I wanted, she basically knew that I had a lot of questions and I wanted to know what was really going on. And at this time she's still pregnant with my son. So it's like, it's painful because this is my first and only child, and I'm dealing with somebody that just literally discarded me right after we found out she was pregnant. But this woman acted like she had so much love for me and all of that kind of stuff before she got pregnant. So basically, what ended up happening was like I said, she had already set the tone for her flying monkeys. And she called me to the Applebee's, and once I got to the Applebee's, she literally just sat there. And so I'm sitting there like, what'd you call me here for? Like, what do you want to say? What do you have to say? And then there was a bunch of word salad, like, well, I just, I wanted to talk to you, but now that I'm here, I don't really have nothing to say. And so I started getting agitated. So I went from just cool, calm, and collected like I normally am, and I started escalating a little bit. And she noticed the escalation. So that's what baiting is. So she's baiting you into an argument so that you'll have a reaction. And then when you see, like when you blow up, when you actually react to the way that they want you to react, then they are going to use that to go back to the flying monkeys and say, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is how they, so what happened in my case is basically she baited me into an argument, and she baited me into a conversation. I got there, and then she started an argument, and the argument escalated. So it went from like me not understanding why she was playing these type of games to, okay, now it's escalating, and now I am livid. Like, I'm like, why are you playing these type of games? And you know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, sometimes when we lose it, we lose it. And maybe some choice words were thrown around, like, are you playing with me, and this, that, and the third, and all of that kind of stuff. And what I noticed was, when I escalated to the top of, when I got the maddest that I got, she got really quiet, and then she just sat her cell phone down on the table, and I'm just going off, and I'm pissed. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Well, I'm like going crazy because I just don't understand, and I don't know that I'm dealing with a narcissist at this time, so I don't know what I'm dealing with. And basically, what happened is she baited me into it. I escalated, and I was kind of going off, and then as soon as I finished going off, she picked her phone up and she basically walked out and said, you know what, I'm good. I'll talk to you later, and all of that kind of stuff. And she just walked off and left me at the table at the restaurant. So I'm sitting here like, what is going on? Like, why would she call me here, say she wants to talk, say she has something, like she played like she wanted to rectify the situation. But when she got there, she baited me into an argument. And I still couldn't understand what was going on. And it took me about 20 minutes after she had left, after she had pulled off. I'm sitting at the table, and I'm pissed. And I'm like, well, what the hell is going on? Like, what's wrong with this girl, this, that, and the third? And I'm like, why would she do that? Why would she do that? Why would she do that? And then about 20 minutes into me asking like, what is going on? Why would she do that? I realized when she set her phone down on the table, she had pressed the record button. And so she pressed the record button to get my reaction after she had baited me into an argument. And so she recorded my argument to basically go back to the flying monkeys and say, see, this is why I left. This is why, and basically like, so that they are setting the stage for your failure, basically. So she recorded me, and that was enough for her to take back to her flying monkeys and say, this is why I did what I did. This is why I acted the way that I acted. This is why. So they're always going to play the blame game. And all they're doing is really getting in front of the story. So when they're baiting you and you're not reacting, they don't have anything to go by. So they are going to continue to bait you until they finally get a reaction out of you. That's what baiting is. So basically, they're just baiting you into a reaction. And then once they get that reaction, they got you. So the good thing is, well, I'll tell you a tip that worked with me is that no matter how high I escalated, I think from a logical place. So the fact that I may have been yelling, but the things that I was saying, the stuff that I was saying out of my mouth was logical. So it's like if someone was to hear what I was saying, yeah, I might have had a high tone or high pitched voice because she baited me into an argument, but it's the logic that was behind it is like if she played the whole video for someone, then they would kind of see like, well, nah, I can kind of see where he's coming from. So what they do is they just show you bits and pieces. They'll show, oh, wait, see, he said this to me. And that's, and basically they're just going to play the victim, and they are getting in front of their story. So she had already discarded me, gone off to her new supply, but the story, the way she left it, didn't look good to the audience. So she had to create a problem in me and bait me into a situation so that her story to her flying monkeys matched the delusion in her head. So that's all. I just wanted to get that off my chest because it was one of the videos that was requested by one of my subscribers. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Salute to the gang, salute to the family. I really appreciate all the feedback on the videos. I really appreciate all the love that you guys show. You guys are helping me just as much as I may be helping some of you. So much love. If you got any value in this video, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can see all of my upcoming videos. And I appreciate all the channel growth, guys. I appreciate and love you guys. Much love. Talk to you later.